Speaking of playoffs, our good friends in the SEC want to come up with something revolutionary that will help them
help themselves.
Exactly.
Because Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, is a little sour that the College Football Playoff Committee is not expanding the college football playoffs to 12 teams, as we kind of all felt like the momentum was heading that way sooner than later. And by later, I mean 2025 is when the College Football Playoff current contract expires, that is set right now at 4 teams. And part of that delay has been, has happened because of the quote-unquote alliance. The SEC is going to grow by 2 teams. Texas and Oklahoma will join in a matter of, 18 months from now. And the alliance felt like it should slow things down, and that is the Pac-12, Big Ten, and ACC, so that they make sure the SEC doesn't put things in place because they are so strong right now that is beneficial to them, but not college football as a whole. And so by doing so, and Greg Sankey not getting his way, they're the heads of the universities and the athletic departments are getting together in Destin, Florida right now, coming up with different ideas of how best to position the SEC for the impending expansion of the college football playoffs. With the NCAA removing the restriction of having to have divisions in a conference where you can't play a round-robin tournament. So we've seen the ACC already abandoned their, was it Coastal and what's the other one? Atlantic divisions. The Pac-12 they're abandoning theirs, and everybody's trying to come up with, over the next 2-3 years, what will schedules look like without divisions? How are we going to crown a champion, or at least decide who is in that championship game for the conferences? We talked about the ACC model of 3 opponents that you preserve, whether it's rivalries or it's just opponents that you'll play every single year, 5 that you would play next year, 5 the year after. So you rotate throughout the entire, conference. You play everybody through a 2-year period. The SEC has thrown out a number of ideas, one of those being at the end of their football season, they would hold their own tournament, and it would involve 8 teams, the top 8 teams in the SEC, all culminating in an SEC championship. So they have their own college football playoffs, crowning their champion. Now, I don't know, it doesn't really say, or they didn't go into depth, if that champion would be the one that the College Football Playoff Committee could, pick from. If they could take 2 teams like we've seen a number of times in the college football playoffs, or if they would boycott the college football playoffs and say our champ is the champ. I mean, that's hey, we're going to take our ball and go home. Now, that is a discussion for a later time. What I do think is interesting is if you're going to deal with schedule inequity, and that is, hey, the 3 common opponents. For Michigan, it would be Michigan State, Ohio State, and, pick another one.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. For Ohio State, it's, Michigan, Penn State, and could possibly be Michigan State. For Michigan State. All right, you get the idea, right? And so you're going to have inequities in scheduling in a conference because the good teams, they want to play more good teams, but they also want to be able to play some of the not good teams so that they don't end up with 2, possibly 3 losses affecting their postseason prospects. If you put together a tournament, and my proposal would be not the 8-team tournament that we're hearing from the SEC, it would be a 4-team tournament. And most years, you can probably say, okay, well, in the Big Ten for the past decade, it's been Ohio State. Mm-hmm. But you could say there's 2, maybe 3 teams that are the best of the bunch. You throw in another fourth. And then you solve the question of the inequities in schedule, in my opinion, and you play a 4-team tournament. The top 4 teams play each other. You seed them however you want. I don't care. And you come up with a conference champion. At the end of that, if the Big Ten does this, the Pac-12 does this, the SEC were to do this, and the ACC, now you come up with 4 champions from each conference.
Oh, Mr. Cotter, Mr. Cotter.
No, please wait. Please wait your turn, Mr. Bowlesby. You're not. You don't have a seat at the table anymore.
Oh, why not?
Because you suck. And so,
well, what's Matt Campbell going to be able to do?
Well, when the Big 12 disbands, the Big 10, the Pac-12, the ACC, to get to 16 teams like the SEC will be, can absorb the best of the bunch of those the Big 12 teams. So you have 4, because 5 doesn't work in this equation anyway, but you have 4 conferences, major conferences. You have 4 conference champions. Those conference champions would then play in the college football playoffs. In essence, you have a Sweet 16. The best 4 of all of those conferences getting a chance to play for a national title.
It'll never happen because the SEC, despite what you call it, it's not a real playoff, and the SEC will never agree to having a format where they can only have 1 team eligible to make that Final Four.
Okay, so if we just change it and say, all right, each conference is going to put 4 in the college football playoffs. And at that point, you could seed them however you want. It doesn't have to be Big Ten against Big Ten. It could be Big Ten against ACC, SEC, whatever. You have a 16-team playoff for a national title.
That makes more sense. That'd be more equitable.
It's semantics, but
yes.
To me.
Yeah, I got it.